Hey everyone, for this week's Inside Cover, we have Maika Moulite and Maritza Moulite's One of the Good Ones. It has received a ton of rave reviews and it is now available for you at Lithgow Public Library. Let's start with the Inside Cover. Isn't being human enough? When teen social activist and history buff Kezzy Smith is killed under mysterious circumstances after attending a social justice rally, her devastated sister Happy and their family are left reeling in the aftermath. As Kezzy becomes another immortalized victim in the fight against police brutality, Happy begins to question the idealized way her sister is remembered. Perfect, angelic, one of the good ones. Even as the phrase rings wrong in her mind, why are only certain people deemed worthy to be missed? Happy and her sister Jenny embark on a journey to honor Kezzy in their own way, using an heirloom copy of the Negro Motorist Green Book as their guide. But there's a twist to Kezzy's story that no one could have ever expected, one that will change everything all over again. So this story starts with a quote from that book, The Negro Motorist Green Book. If you don't know about that book, try Googling it to see what it is. It's very interesting. And I'm going to start with that quote and then move on to the first chapter. There will be a day sometime in the near future when this guide will not have to be published. That is when we as a race will have equal opportunities and privileges in the United States. It will be a great day for us to suspend this publication, for then we can go wherever we please and without embarrassment. Victor Hugo Green. Part 1, Chapter 1, Happy. Thursday, July 26th. 3 months, 9 days since the arrest. Chicago, Illinois. She was mine before she was anyone else's. All mine. Partly mine. Now she belongs to you and them, in shirts and rallies and songs and documentaries. They say she had a bright future ahead of her, and she was a star whose light burned out too soon. She was going to make a difference. That's all true, but it's not the truth. Kezzy was more than her brains and her grades and her voice. She was more than her future. She had a past. She was living her present. She could have been mine, should have been mine. She was my sister before she became your martyr, after all. Even as I sit as still as a lion stalking her prey inside, I'm racing. My mind is buzzing with the thoughts I don't say. My heart is knocking erratically against my sternum and is always 1 beat away from bursting through my chest. I should be used to it, but you never get used to strangers sliding their arms over your shoulders in solidarity, to apologize for something that isn't their fault. Not when Kezzy being gone doesn't feel real to begin with. How can it, when I didn't get a chance to see her face one last time before they incinerated her body and put her essence in an urn? My parents are already inside the auditorium, seated in their place of honor in the front row. I will join them eventually, but not until the millisecond that I have to. When everything went down, we made an agreement. I will play along and be a cheap carbon copy of the daughter they lost, a constant reminder to the world that she was one of the good ones. But before the lights shine on us and cell phones are trained at our brave, heartbroken faces, I will be me. Prodigal daughter. Emily M. from the Daily Nerd proclaims, One of the Good Ones was easily one of the best books I read in 2020 and should be featuring on many similar lists this year. It's an emotional, impactful, and brilliant story that weaves the horrific realities of systemic and structural racism in both the past and present with an utterly compelling mystery. Lily, an author of the blog Utopia State of Mind, says, There were passages in One of the Good Ones that made my skin shiver. Whether it was out of rage, I could feel the fear pulsing through their skin. One of the good ones is a story about grief, loss, and secrets. It's also a story about reconciliation, finding the truth, and never giving up. So this book is now available through Lithgow to Go. You can request it in the catalog, or you can see if we have it on our shelves by requesting a browsing appointment in the new adult materials section.